Hi, today we're going to be going over a basic records request system within Laserfiche. So we're going to be using a couple different elements here. We're going to use Laserfiche eForms, we're going to be using Laserfiche Workflow, and we're going to be using Laserfiche Web Link. So a few different things here. When you have a FOIA request or a records request, you can go about this a couple different ways. What I'm going to be demoing today is just a free records request, and so that's going to be delivery via email. You can also do a paid records request, which I'll do in an alternate demo, and then you also have the ability to publicly post all of your documents just within Laserfiche Web Link, and I'm going to do a combination of the both today so you can see every element. So first things first, let's go through and run a records request. So my name is Nathan Semper. Okay, a couple things here. You can see that we have required fields, which are going to make sure that, no matter the record request, that I'm getting the right information the first time. We're also going to make sure that we're masking all the data that comes in that we're able to mask, so phone numbers, things like that. So that way, when it writes to our database, we have the right information every single time. We also want to make sure that we have some standards for what formats things should be in. So if you don't write out your email address correctly, then we're obviously not going to be able to email you back, right? So this, again, being one of our free records requests, we're going to get it via email. I'm going to do another demo where we say via postal service or by pickup, and that way we'll be able to charge the constituent for ultimately what they have requested. So I'm going to request a building permit for lot ABC 123. And from here, we're going to go ahead and return to our inbox. Now, as a constituent, the last thing that I'll be able to see is your request has been submitted by the city clerk's office. You can even put options to be able to download the form so they have some record of it, and we'll return to the inbox. So we can see here that we have some unassigned tasks. So as the department manager, I'm going to go through and assign those tasks. Now, the great part about Laserfiche is that you can really distribute the workload. So if I am a city clerk's office and I want to be able to assign it to somebody else, easy enough. I can assign it to somebody else on the team. If I want to go through and just handle it myself, something fairly simple, I can go ahead and do that. You can even set up round robin systems. I can release it back to the team. So let's say if an urgent matter comes onto my desk, I can push it out to the team so then anybody can grab it down. I can see the full action history of what happened with this records request. So again, when it was submitted, who it was submitted by, and all these nice things. So we're going to go ahead and send it to building. It's obviously a building permit, and ask them to please process. With all the forms processes that I show you all, there's always a termination button, right? So kick it back to the constituent, hey, we need more information or we're not able to process this. So basically just a feedback loop to be able to go through and push it back onto the submitter. So now we're going to go ahead and submit it. And we'll go ahead and check our Outlook to see if we got any notifications. So now this has gone from the city clerk's office, so the person that received the FOIA request, all the way over to the building department, so they can go ahead and process it themselves. So now I'm taking the hat of that building department manager or employee. I can see who submitted it. I can see even the comments that people have made across. And let's go through, and I'm going to go ahead and find that permit for them. So that one, let's select that record. I can see here that that's already taken down the information from Laserfiche Web Access, which is the web client, copied it down to this field. Let's just say I know that it corresponds with something else too, so I can go ahead and select that record as well. And it's going to go ahead and write down here as well. So record ID, record name, and go ahead and process it for me. So records are found. Please process and send to requester. some of this. And there we go. So now we've sent off the record. A couple things are going to happen. So we're going to get a notification on the constituent end. Hey, Nathan, your request for information has been processed. Now all I have to do is go and access it on the public portal. Because a lot of these files may not necessarily be of a private nature, or you may not have to scan them in or process them. They may have just been up there in WebLink in general. So you can see this building permit has been submitted. I get a link directly to it. We've saved ourselves shipping costs. We've saved ourselves a lot of time. And at the end of the day, if that constituent really wanted to go in, they could have just done the search themselves and come in and access it. So this again is Laserfiche WebLink. They'd be able to go in and access all of their building permits publicly without even filling out this request. But if somebody wants to request something specific, or they're not comfortable with handling the WebLink interface, they can certainly go ahead and do that. Now, one other thing that I want to go through and show you all is the metrics. So it's really great from an administrative level to be able to go through and look at how quickly are we processing things. Are people waiting on average of hundreds of days, thousands of days to be able to get their specific records, or are they getting them quickly in a timely fashion? Is the building department, are they submitting things way slower than, say, the actual department assignment itself? So with Laserfiche, you could go through and from an administrative level, monitor all of these metrics and be able to go through, remove bottlenecks from an administrative standpoint, maybe give somebody a little bit more training if they don't know how to do something, or again, augment your onboarding process so people know how to do these things right the first time, every time. And that's the basics of a records request. Again, I'm going to do a follow-up demo that shows a little bit of the payment cycle. So stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.